We're back with Carl Lewis. 35? Oh, you're so old.
I'm
My
ancient.
God, you're ancient. 9 gold medals.
Takes forever to get.
And you look like you're in great enough shape to compete in Sydney.
Oh my God. You know what?
What do you think? Come on.
That's funny. Physically, I honestly feel I could go 4 more years.
I bet.
I feel
you look
incredible. I'm in great shape. My fitness is better than ever.
Right.
But as you illustrated, the situation like with the relay and all of that, I just can't go that level anymore. There's so many things out there that are emotionally stimulating to me. Charity work, the things that I do, travel, working with my companies, Nike, writing books, doing literature. All these things are stimulating to me.
Right.
And track and field is becoming the situation where I love my sport. I love to compete. But I just don't want to deal with that anymore.
You don't want to fight the wars.
No, it's over. I'm too old for.
Does it hurt your feelings, though, Carl, when you see these petty jealousies happening within the organization? And, you know, Carl Lewis, Jackie Joyner-Kersee, there are a few who should really be held up here and protected from all the day-to-day BS.
Right.
But it didn't happen at the Olympics,
No.
as evidenced by the controversy over the relay. Does that hurt you?
It hurts me, and Jackie's the same way. Here, Jackie and I are probably considered the 2 greatest athletes in track and field, or one of, but without question, we've achieved more notoriety and attention than any other athletes in track and field history. But then we have to deal with this thing. You know, Jackie and I specifically talked about that this summer, and it's very frustrating because she's going to go to basketball and be, you know, heralded, and just everyone's going to just see how wonderful she really is. And then I'm going to go into other things and do my thing. But instead, in track and field, says, see there, it's about time we got rid of them. But here's a sport where if you look at Jackie Joyner and myself, in terms of just being noticed, we're probably in the top 10 of athletes in America, people who know our name, know who we are, and worldwide, higher than that. But track and field isn't even in the top 30 in the most popular sports in America. But something's wrong with us, and they've got a perfect organization.
Why is that? What's wrong with track and field? What needs to be corrected?
Well, first of all, the leadership has a big problem. They feel that there is a group of track and field fans out there that they need to market their sport to, instead of figuring they have to market their sport to people that also want to watch basketball, baseball, hockey, football, these other sports. They don't have the expertise or the knowledge to articulate how important and what track and field can mean to people. Get out to young kids and say, look, it's a great sport to run, it's healthy, it's good for you, it's non-violent, you can do so many different events, you can have any type of body type and be successful. That's what we have. But instead we have people that argue over the relay. The sport has no vision to make itself larger as a sport. The vision is to make this person known so they can be happy, or that person known. And then in amateurism, control is a very important aspect of it. You know, when you're an amateur, they control you because they take you where you have to go, they pay for your places, everything. But when you're a professional, you have independence. They couldn't control me because I'm an independent, I'm a professional, and I'm financially stable. Let's
move on, talk a little bit about Michael Johnson, because there seemed to be a lot of tension between you two leading up to the games, at the games. He kept saying, you know, it's his territory now, not Carl's anymore. I mean, what's going on between you two?
Well, that's something here again I talk about in the book because I really don't understand it either. Track and field has 17 events or so. They're adding them every day. And there's room for 17 incredible #1 athletes. So I don't know what Michael wants anyone to do. Is there a ceremonial gold baton that we say, now it's your turn, and he turns away and I hand him a fast? I don't know. But
what was his famous saying at that point? He was ready to take over.
He's ready to pass the torch.
Right,
I'm like saying, excuse me, but the only torch I've dealt with was the Olympic torch, and a lot of people handle that thing.
In the NBA, Magic and Larry and Michael, they're always saying positive things about Shaq and Hardaway. And I mean, you don't see that rivalry, the jealousies coming out. And these guys are all looking out for themselves.
Right.
But they somehow have learned to disguise that, and publicly at least, to say positive things. You don't see that in track and field.
No, and I think most track and field athletes went to college, obviously, because that's where you get started, but most of them missed the Economics 101 plan that says they feel that there is a pie, and I've heard Michael say this, there is a certain pie with the amount of money in this sport. And if Michael makes 50% of that pie, well, then that means that's less for me. No, I learned from day one, if they go out and raise the money to pay you. So people in this sport think if we can get one person out of the way, that means more money for me. And they feel that if we can get Carl out of the way, who makes the most, then, boy, his money just flows over to us. Well, it doesn't work like that. You've got to earn where you are. And when I'm gone, the money I brought into the sport's going with me. They've got to earn that level. And that's where Michael is. Michael feels he can't be the star until I'm gone so he can replace me. And instead, you've got to carve your own niche. The negative thing that Michael's trying to create, even though I've actually gone to him and said, hey, look, let's kill this, has not benefited either party. And it has definitely not benefited him.
Perhaps that anger, it seems, and that competitiveness, which, of course, you have as well, is what makes him so fast.
Well, maybe so.
What do you think? What does make him so fast, in your opinion?
A lot of things. Some of the things I know I don't know. But
oh, what's that mean?
You know, but I think it's great for anybody that runs fast and competes well, because it brings notoriety to our sport. Whether I feel that our organization in the United States is doing the right thing or not, they're not doing the right thing. But I still love my sport. To say that I wish that track and field was #1 in the world, absolutely. It's my sport. I love it.
You're not suggesting he was taking
I'm not suggesting
performance-enhancing
anything. I just have never seen him work out, so I don't know what he's doing. But regardless of all of that, I think Michael Johnson, Jackie Joyner, all the people I mentioned are very good for our sport, the attention they're getting.